I need some water after all this. And by the way, for the same people that you're jealous of, we don't care why you are. We just don't want you around. Like, it's not even a sense for us of, like, trying to figure out, we're trying to, esteem ourselves based on the attributes that you're jealous of. That's not what normal sound people do. That's not what sane people do. It makes you stand out as a complete lunatic, and we don't want anything to do with you. I'm interested in establishing relationships with other sound, sane, normal people who can, yes, respect me and appreciate me and have recognition and praise me when necessary, but feel that way about themselves too. And it's a reciprocal thing because we're both confident women in the faith as sisters and as friends. That's a healthy relationship. So, the next part, like I've kind of been saying throughout the message, as far as you thinking that being nice to these people and showing them the love of God, the grace of God, all that stuff, it doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because most of the time, these individuals are set on opposing you. I have people come to mind already, but I'll just use an example such as I have come to these individuals. I'll say one particular person. I actually came with them to make peace. I was very loving. I celebrated a certain success that they had. I was just being very nice. And basically the situation where Father says, if your enemy hungers, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him drink. By doing this, you will rain coals of fire upon his head, meaning you are so loving and so nice and so impartial to this person despite what they're doing to you. If it doesn't produce conviction, it will at least make them look stupid by how much they're going out of their way to discredit you and to tear you down and to attack you because you're not reciprocating that. Like, you're not responding the same way that they're doing that. So it leaves them to do one or two things. They're either going to be exposed for the malicious, spiteful individual that they are to all of the surrounding parties who are witnesses to what they're doing. Or two, what the heck was I going to say? I done forgot. Dang, I done lost my train of thought. Let me pause for a second. Nope, I lost it. It's gone. I don't know what I was going to say. But the person that I'm thinking about, I did all those things with them. And I think I was probably going to say that at some point it would put them in a position to corner them in such a way because of how gracious and loving that you're being, to where the shenanigans has to stop. Because at this point, it's just you looking really bad. And it's being very evident to those who are watching this that you're the one with the issues. You have a personal issue with this person. There's really nothing wrong with them. It's something wrong with you, But I'm just saying, if you're doing those things coming from a place of you thinking it's going to change this individual, I did that and it didn't. So this is what I mean when I say being nice to them, and they're set in their heart against you. They don't like you. Whatever the reason is, whatever they're jealous of in particular, they know. We don't know. I don't have an interest in knowing. The point is that the only thing that you need to know is that they are set in their hearts against you. You're being kind to an enemy. Yes, the Lord tells us to love our enemies, but he also tells you to be wise as serpents. Not everybody, not every enemy needs to be comforted and consoled and embraced like that. Not all of them. No. So, this, you being nice and, blessing these people with gifts and, I guess just trying to, do what scripture says, which is to overcome evil with good, thinking it's going to change them or soften up their heart. It could. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's foolish. If somebody is set on hating you, they dislike you. Like with the example I just shared with the sister, and the dream that I shared with her was a positive dream, but just because it came from me, she couldn't even receive it and used it as an opportunity to attack me further. like insanity like that. No, when somebody is, it makes me think about those scriptures where it says, like, somebody's forehead is like set against you, which he actually gave me a dream showing her like that, like this, like they're just set against you. You could buy them a mansion and a, Maserati. You could do all these wonderful things, and like they're still gonna be your enemy. That's something that they need to sort out within themselves, of why there's an attachment to you and why this dislike is just so strong when it comes to you. That has nothing to do with you. All these wonderful things and baking them cookies and pies you think it's going to change. It's not going to change anything. You're going to make things worse by doing that. Just leave them alone. Let the Father reveal to you what he needs to reveal to you about them. And according to what he's shown you, the insight that you now have, the revelation that you now have, you act in wisdom with them from this point on. That's all you need to do. Don't be going out of your way to be blessing your enemies and buying them stuff and thinking that you being nice to them and celebrating their successes is going to change the evil stuff that they're doing to you. No, it's not. Because they're evil. Until the root of why they have this jealousy against you in their hearts is dealt with by the Lord, nothing will ever change. And until then, you need to steer clear of these individuals because they do not have your best interest at heart. They are set to destroy you. They're already operating in the spirit of destruction to destroy you. They're just doing it in very, trivial ways, through slander, through gossip, through backbiting, the ways that they can so far. If they could do more, they could. And that's what you need to be thinking about. If they could be more destructive, they could get their hands on you physically, they would do it. But this is all they can do right now. That should bother you. You get the heck away, okay? You buy them a new set of gel pens, they'll take off every cap and stab you with it. It's not going to do anything. Like, they don't like you, okay? And matter of fact, I had a manager that was jealous. The hotel that I was talking about, she was dealing with that. She would be the one to always comment. I used to wear perfume at that time. I had so many different perfumes that y'all saw in my videos, and every day at work I'd wear a different fragrance. I liked fragrances, and she would always come like, "Oh, something smells good. Who is that?" And when I would say it was me, at first it started off with her being complimentary about it, but then after a while, when she found that it was me, it became like a jealous, type of thing. And I'm just like, for what? You making more money than I am here. Just go buy it. Like, that's why I say people are just stupid. But anyway, perfect example with her. I experienced a lot of petty treatment, a lot of unprofessional treatment from this manager. And you would think, oh, just because she's a manager, she'd be professional, right? No. She's a woman just like any other woman. She's jealous of you. So she would just do little things like, we'd be behind the front desk and the space is already so small. I would be up against the wall or something. She would purposely cut in front of me and stand in front of me, like her butt in front of me, just to be petty. And it was like in her body language, like she's doing it purposely, just doing things just to get to you. And she would do this often with us, several different things. As much as she could do as a manager, she would do it. And so I guess to kind of lessen, perfect example of what I'm talking about, to kind of lessen that negative energy, I had like some Subway coupons. We had a Subway down the street from the hotel. I decided to bless her with a sandwich, or just for lunch. And I came into her office and I was like, "Hey, I got this too for," I forgot what it was or something. And she just looked at me and she was like, "Oh, I don't want it." You see what I'm talking about? Like, it's just, these people are not in a space to receive you. Stop trying to bless them with stuff. That was an opportunity she could have taken advantage of. Even if she didn't want a Subway sandwich, she could have just, it's a nice gesture. I mean, what harm is it going to do? The girl tried to give you, like, out of respect as a manager or something, or just to be nice. And it was the look on her face when she said it too. Like, she didn't like me personally, so she didn't want it. This is stupid stuff. But this just really emphasizes my point. You blessing these people, being nice to them, trying to go out of your way to be godly. They don't like the God in you. That's the point. You're only going to make things worse. They're full of darkness. You're full of light. You coming to them and trying to demonstrate light is not going to better the situation. The spirits that are inhabiting these empty shells that we know to be human beings are defiled and they are wicked. They hate you. So no, don't give her a Subway coupon. Don't take her to Bali. Don't take her on a vacay trip with you. She gonna be shading you in the passenger seat the whole time y'all on the trip together. Literally. I mean, y'all could get a slush together on the way back home from the trip to Bali, okay? Y'all riding down the street. Her slush tastes better. Can we ever just have a peaceable, like, why does it always have to be this competition, comparison, opposition type of thing going on? Like, no, you can't. That's the point. That's my answer. That's the conclusion of this message. There is no peace. The two cannot walk together unless they be agreed. You need to accept she's jealous of you, sweetie. She hates you. Yes, it's impersonal. Yes, it's some inner turmoil she's dealing with in herself. But the point is, the way it's manifesting and coming at you, against you, is not for your betterment. It's to your detriment. You need to get the heck away from her and get her out of your circle. Let her go be bitter by herself on the land of isolation and bitterness. You know, like, or salty, whatever they call it today. Yeah, I think I say bitter. Let her go on the island of Patmos or wherever. And yeah, let them do it there. Let them backbite you in secret. But I mean, you're not gonna do it in front of my face and disrespect me. I'm tired of this crap. Every time I say something, you gotta say something to like oppose it. You gotta say something the complete opposite immediately. Not even giving it a chance to process just because I said it. Anytime I wear something, you gotta comment on it. Or you gotta compare yourself, or you gotta point out some flaw. Like, I don't want to hear all this mess. I get naked every day and take a shower. I know what my rolls look like. I don't need you to tell me how many rolls I got. I know how many rolls I got better than you do. It's just like, these insecure females, like, go do that mess somewhere else. You're not a normal functioning human being. You're never going to have a healthy relationship, especially not with a man. That's why I said they need their own planet. They need their own continent, away from healthy individuals. Because this is mental illness. For real. The last part, I'm glad I'm finally done. The smirking and the body language. Once again, it does go this deep. I'm experiencing this now, actually. In combination to all the other things with the body shaming, the comparison, always pointing out things they like about you and saying how they wish they could have this and that. It's coming up all the time. Pay attention to, it's like when they're around you, personally, for me, it's so uncomfortable to the point where I can't even walk around the person. I feel it so strongly. And I would talk to the Lord about it too. Like, I mean, I said, I'm much older than this person. Why do I feel like I cower? You know, like, it's like something, it's like I feel so uncomfortable around her to the point where when I'm around her, her energy is so like, it's just so dark. I feel like I cower to her. And he told me, because it's that spirit on her. It's that spirit that you're cowering to. She's in agreement with that familiar spirit, that Jezebel spirit, you know. And that just goes back to what I was saying in the first video when it comes to what's a spirit, what's the person. Sometimes they're just one. You can have somebody that's so in agreement with wickedness. I've had the Father expose sisters in Christ to me that way in dreams too, to where there was no distinction. Sometimes he would actually emphasize the sister more than the spirit, so he could get it through to me. Yeah, Jezebel's using her, but this is why. It's her. You need to be worried about it. It ain't really the spirit this time, you know, daughter. It's the actual woman. It's her heart. So it could be a situation to where they're just so submitted, you know, they're one with that spirit. They don't have to consciously know that a spirit is using them, what spirit it is, what the spirit's operations and functions and aside. They don't have to know all that. They know that they're in agreement with evil. They know that what they think about you is evil. It's not good thoughts. They know they're being malicious towards you. They take pleasure in it. That's what I forgot to say. So, yeah, I notice like when I come into the room, her energy just changes. Like, it's so sad that somebody is that consumed with somebody else, but it's literally like, they start communicating like through body language or, their mannerisms, you know, like, y'all probably seen this already, like in the workplace. I'm trying to find a way to explain it. It's not a normal, like, oh, I'm just doing something in the kitchen. No, it's like, it's almost like you can see on them that they're thinking about you. Like there's this calculating like type of like, I'm not being suspicious by saying like this is something I actually discerned. It's like in her frame, you know, when you come around or when you're walking around, she's smirking. I noticed that people with the Jezebel spirit, they smirk a lot. Pay attention. Whether it's like a video or somebody like in your midst, they're always smirking. It's always that, it's like it's that spirit. It's so sad that a person they don't even know when a spirit is manifesting through them. It's a spirit doing that, because that's not normal. That's something like you would see in a movie, like that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. The movie is actually about a spirit that transfers to different people. And you notice like every person that the spirit would transfer to, they started singing the same song. So I've noticed that when somebody has that type of witchcraft spirit on them, they always do this similar smirking. Like the spirit knows it's using the person to persecute you. That's basically what that is. So I wouldn't even like take that too personal. They're in agreement. They know what they're doing. But that gives the spirit more leverage to use them as a vessel. So the fact that when you come around this person, their energy is already so uncomfortable to the point where you can feel that they dislike you so much, or that the jealousy is that strong to where you cannot even be cordial with them. That is a demon. That's a spirit resting upon that person. They are in full agreement with those thoughts. Whatever that spirit is planting in their mind about you, they're eating it up. They're in agreement in heart with this demonic spirit. They don't have to know it's a spirit. You can feel it. It's strong. And it's like, I think that when I actually see that in their body language and in their frame, they could just be doing something simple in the kitchen, and I'll walk in and there's a smirking thing that takes place. Or just certain things like that have been done just to get to me in retaliation, like with food or something. And I noticed that she starts smirking again. Like she takes pleasure in the fact that she did something to upset me. It goes that deep. Like, these people are really demonized individuals, So at that point, you gotta like take a step back. Like, okay, I'm not dealing with you anymore. Like, this is a spirit, clearly. You done gave it full legal right to be there, but at this point, I just need to deal with you as a spirit in the flesh. It is like that for some people. Like, they're not even present anymore. They're so consumed in darkness that some people can become so consumed by envy and jealousy about a particular person that spirit will literally overtake their whole vessel, and they will become a bodily weapon against you. You will be the main target. This spirit just finally found somebody that can yield to them and be vulnerable enough. The spirit already had an assignment against you. Now this person's dealing with all these rejection spirits and jealousy and God knows what else. They can come into them, eat up their mind, have them completely mentally ill, obsessed with you, and use them to persecute you the way they really want to. 100%. It's like their world and their identity and their esteem, it revolves around you. They may dislike you so strongly and not even know why. I'll tell you why. It's because you're inviting all these dark entities and these dark, vibrational spirits of what you have harboring in your heart. Get your heart cleaned out. They're not going to attach themselves to somebody that's clean, that's full of light, that's pure. They're parasites. They come to where darkness is. So you had it there before the spirit even came in. And if it was the spirit trying to get in by planting the thoughts, that was your responsibility to toss that. I'm not going to think that about my sister. Like, this something's, they ain't God. It's not the Holy Spirit. Like, you need to get that out. So, yes, that's a real thing. The body language, the mannerisms, that's a spirit. That's a spirit manifesting through that person, just physically. That spirit's on assignment through that person against you. If you can feel it that strong, you walk around them and you're uncomfortable, whether they're smirking or not, it feels like there's an assignment built in to their physicality, the way they're standing. Something is acknowledging your presence on that person. I'm telling y'all, like I'm experiencing this right now. That's a spirit on that person. Lastly, with one of these individuals, we were having a conversation, and we were just talking about past things that have happened between us as relatives, stuff I did like years ago, like little arguments and fights that we would have. And we were talking about it, and she said, we were talking about like different fights that we had in school, and she said, yeah, but my best fights are with you though. You know, my that was my best fights, the ones with you. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. And then she started literally rehearsing the events that transpired like 4 or 5 years ago between us. Like she remembers it like it happened yesterday. And she's talking about it, the way she hit me, and you know what was going through her mind when she did it. Like she's rehearsing it. Like I don't even remember the details. And I told her, I'm like, I said it's very weird that you remember, like you're recalling all of this stuff. And like most of it, I was like, I don't even remember that. You know, these are not really things I'm trying to remember. Like, I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, I was in a completely different place spiritually. I'm transforming in Christ every day. So these are not things I'm really trying to remember, you know, detail. Like I remember vaguely, but you know, I'm being washed and cleansed by the blood. I'm progressing spiritually. So this isn't something I'm trying to keep in mind. It's negative for one. I don't want to keep it in my mind, but she remembered it like can rehearse it. Like it was like a medal for her, you know, like she was saying it like she got some type of it was a pride attached to it when it came to her fighting me. Like, oh, that was my best fights though, you know, when I did this to you. And I said, I came back in my room and I was talking to the Lord, and I said, okay. It was kind of like he allows these people to like tell themselves through things like that, to kind of like, I guess, just provide further insight on probably why they're treating you the way that they were. Because at first I didn't know it was jealousy. I didn't know until recently, to be honest with you. That's kind of what like motivated this video. But I said, okay, so she's been doing these things spitefully and intentionally. All this, the persecution and the abuse I've been suffering from these people, he basically just kind of let it be known, well, this is why. And she takes pleasure in doing this. Like, it's a medal for her, you know. And I prayed about it, and I said, Lord, I just release these people to you, because I can't carry something like that in my heart, like always wanting judgment to be done. Judgment is definitely going to be done. You're not just going to be persecuting Israel and attacking this woman of God just because you have jealousy, because you can, basically. You're going to pay for that. I'm personally looking forward to it. But I just released them today. I said, Lord, I want you to call to remembrance everything this person ever did to me, everything these people ever did to me, everything they're still doing today, and everything they're going to do after this prayer. Remember me, and I ask that you righteously vindicate me, and that you reap this upon their own heads. But I'm going to release it. I'm going to let it go. And I prayed that. So he finally let me see today that that's what it is. And like I said, conversations like that, that's very uncomfortable. Why are you sitting up here? It's just... And that just goes to show how, like, they're not too smart, because, you know, you really are just telling on yourself when you do things like that. You don't sit up in front of somebody and glory or gloat in the fact that, you know, like it's some reward for you, that when you abuse them and when you beat them, like, oh, but I really got something out of it. That's basically what she was saying. I really got something out of it when I did it to you. You know, it really meant a lot to me when I hit you versus all the other fights. I'm just like, why is this a discussion? Like, I'm not here to glory or rehearse family fights. Like, I mean, this is not something I care about, but for her, it meant something to her. You know, girl, get rid of that. That's what that mess is. She need to go. That's psychotic. That's the type of stuff. It starts with fights now, but that's the kind of person. I'm trying to think of some other scenarios, like I said, they don't see you as family. They don't see you as a friend. You see them that way. For them, because of the comparison that's there and what you mean to them in their mind, that's the kind of people, like, down the line, if they had an opportunity to hurt you or like something really bad happened to you, she's already glorying in the fact that she fought you. She's already telling you, it brings me pleasure when I can persecute you. And this means something to me. So when the opportunity presents itself to do something worse, what you think will happen? You think she's going to protect you because she's your cousin? Like, nah. No. So be thankful that the Father even has them sovereignly expose themselves when they're talking to you like that. That's what you need to be looking for. That's not normal. She's not a healthy, sane person. That person's mind is warped. The fact that they even sat there comfortably and told you something like that, they're not smart. You know. But I was going to end that by saying, even after we had those conversations and stuff, it seems like the person glitches in and out, and that'll usually be the case when a spirit is using somebody. The person at some points will seem to kind of come back to themselves as like your sister or as like your cousin. And I've had this happen with different siblings, so I'm not talking about anybody in particular or just them. But I've noticed that there's a glitching situation that happens. I've literally seen them shift, like they're a robot or something. Like their humanity came back for a second, and they realized like that's my sister, or like this is my cousin. Like why am I thinking that way? But then what's really in their heart and that spirit that's already on them takes over again. And this is why you cannot trust. This is why you can't be around these people. They're already submitted. They're already taken over. Even if a part of their humanity did love you somewhere, it's not strong enough for them to be any valuable resource in your life for you to trust them and have them as a friend. No. They're in agreement with wickedness somewhere, and because of that, that spirit that has an assignment against you has legal right to be attached to this person that is being used to persecute you through jealousy. So they need to go. Like I said. That concludes my video. If y'all can think of any other jealousy traits, y'all can comment them below for those who are going to be watching this and learning. My advice to you, when you use these signs as, detecting who could be in your midst that's dealing with something like that, my advice to you, for one, would be trust your gut instincts with people too. Sometimes, you're spiritually discerning things accurately. It's not always suspicion. I have a video about that too I'll post. It could be right, and you just need confirmation. Make sure you get that from Holy Spirit. But when you get it, you need to walk in wisdom with this person from that point on. If it's a situation where you can't just leave, like a job or something, I would begin to distance myself. Or if you live with them, like my situation, just begin to distance yourself. Try your best to just keep to yourself as much as possible. You don't want to open any door of welcome or embrace or any communication that's more than what's appropriate with somebody like this, with that person. Just begin to distance yourself, because now you can see them for who they really are. Now the Lord has shown you in multiple ways what's in their heart and what they're capable of and what they take pleasure in doing to you. Shut down. Gray rock. Stay in your room. You got a friend, Jesus. Jesus is your friend. You don't need no other ones, okay? These people are your enemies, okay? Your enemies shall be that of your own household. That's scripture. He told you. You didn't want to believe him. Now he told you. And sometimes your household it don't always have to be like your literal household. It could just be your family, your bloodline. Speaking of bloodline, your family, your own household. Enemies. Something is wrong with people. I just think people are really just disturbed, mutated individuals. Like, y'all are really abnormal creatures, and I just don't want anything to do with you. Like, let them sit in that pit of darkness. Like, some people will go to hell still jealous of you and be burning in the pit and still be thinking about you. Like, it's your fault why they went there. It probably is. Like, because it's your fault why you went there. But I mean, no. Like, envy will take somebody to the grave, man. Like, this person will die jealous of you. Like, they will be in the middle of the street about to get hit by a car. You see it in movies all the time, don't you? You see it in movies like, they fighting the hater, the villain is fighting the hero or the good person, the good son. And then when he hanging off the ledge, he's like, help me. And the person with the good heart, he don't want him to die. So he's like, oh man, like, I mean, he trying to kill me. He's my enemy, but I don't want him to die. And then as soon as you pull this heifer back up, he's back at it again. It's like, no, you can't trust him. Let him fall, honey. Do us all a favor. Spare us, please. Just let him fall and just, oh God. It was an accident. My hand was slipping. I was writing all day yesterday working on dream interpretation. I couldn't hold him that long. Well, one less heathen on the earth, right? Now you can go join everybody else in hell with that had that wicked mess in their heart. Just up here causing destruction, persecuting people, being a willing vessel for spiritual attack. I don't have time for that mess. That's why I tell the Lord, like, you can deal with them how you want to. I just look, child, I'm just so done. Just a mess. It's in every movie too. It's funny, especially The Good Son with Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin. I love that movie. Y'all should watch it. It's a really good film. A little kid, Macaulay Culkin, he played a character, killed his baby brother, drowned him in a bathtub. And then they brought Elijah Wood, the cousin, I think, into the family. There was this competition. Y'all need a matter of fact, watch the movie after this video. It's not a bad film. It's nothing that would be un-Christ-like. It's nothing weird like that. But it's a good film, The Good Son, with Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin. So you get a chance to see the rivalry, the jealousy, the competition, and how he went as far as to murdering. He tried to murder his own mom in the movie because she was showing favoritism towards the cousin over him. Watch it. I'm telling you. So y'all be blessed. Hope this helps y'all keep these people out of your midst. You can pray for them, you know. Pray from a distance, though. Like 5 blocks away, don't pray near them. They gonna get mad because you're praying for them. Because you anointed. It's like it's always gonna be an issue. It's an issue. It doesn't matter. That's a spirit. I would say so. If it's like to that degree where it's like anything you do, that's a spirit on them. Just pray. I'll talk to y'all later. God bless.